Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar. Apparently, for those that were watching already a bit longer, there were some problems with the stream in the sense that I was showing a Teams session. So I started testing a number of things and I didn't switch the test off. So anyway, there was no big secrets luckily that were shown. So let us start now with the webinar regarding this online semester. So what is the aim of this today's webinar is to give more practical, concrete information because we have a set of new things that we actually wish to communicate. In a few weeks' time we're going to effectively start also the semester, so I think it's important that everybody that is going to follow this online semester is fully up to date on the different aspects. So I have a short presentation, but before we do so, I think it's good to also look on how we're going to organize this semester and how we have prepared ourselves.
Our ocean effortlessly connects all life on Earth in endless and essential ways. However, connectivity in the presence of a global pandemic becomes a complicated subject.
IMBRC, the world's largest international joint master's degree program, has faced the difficulties of closed borders and ever-changing travel restrictions. But these circumstances have also shown us that a bit of creativity is all that is needed to keep us connected.
In response, IMBRC has turned to technological connectivity to ensure learning continues, our community grows, and we never cease to strive for the collective goal of ocean's health.
In May 2020, we decided with the consortium of universities organizing IMBRC to prepare an online offer just to make sure that all students that start in September can also take the courses.
We've brought together a team of 35 teachers, 17 students and alumni, a dedicated learning environment and a collective fascination with the marine world to build a package of interactive online courses.
Collaborating with students and teachers brings incredible value to the online courses we develop.
Contributions from 11 European universities and support from Erasmus Mundus means that students entering the program from 2020 onwards will have the opportunity to participate in courses of the highest standards in a remote fashion. To some, this might mean working individually while staying connected with peers virtually. For others, a small study group might be beneficial.
We are excited to continue working with students from all around the world in our online courses, and we look forward to sharing our research in marine biology through interactive and engaging course activities.
Marine ecology, oceanography, marine policy and governance, marine genomics, marine GIS and spatial planning, and quantitative methods in marine science, as well as several preparatory summer courses are offered.
We've created immersive content, including 334 videos, over 60 interviews with stakeholders and alumni, 63 tutorials, 37 individual exercises, and 27 team assignments. Almost daily live drop-in sessions are planned to help students connect with professors. Plus, the virtual nature of each course allows students to benefit from an international group of experts rather than just one teacher. Learning can continue despite changes to our collective circumstances. Through collaboration and connectivity, IMBRC offers you the opportunity to continue your ocean education online.
We hope you join us.
Okay, for those that didn't see this movie yet, I think it's a good illustration of who actually also was working on these online courses in the past months. But at the same time, it's also you could have seen a number of teachers that you will probably meet in the coming years as well during your journey in this master program. So we prepared a number of slides, and after these slides we will also take questions and try to provide as many as possible answers where we can do so. So let me start with the presentation. Voila, here we are. So we had the movie already. We tried to structure the presentation in such a way that we will work around big questions that you may have. So what about this online semester, why we're doing it, the where, the how, and who is involved, etc. So all those kind of small elements. So for who is this online semester? First of all the students that are enrolled at gantt in the IMBSc master program. So if you still have gantt on your enrollment for your first semester, then it means that you will take this online semester. Same for the students that had selected GMIT, because still up to now entering Ireland is a nightmare, to be honest. And a few weeks ago also UBO, so in Brest, they have decided that the students that were planning to go there actually will also take the online courses. And then finally, of course, also all the students that already indicated before that they would like to take the online semester. Who is involved at the back end of this whole thing? So you see here a word cloud that shows you a number of the teachers that have been working on this online semester. And what you see is that there's a lot of them, many more actually than what you would have if you would take the courses at a local university. Just as an example, marine ecology, for example, will be taught by a total of, I think, 6-7 different teachers that actually each specialize on different aspects. Teachers from partners, from gantt, from the Algarve, from Sorbonne, from GMIT, also from UBO, for example, all participated in organizing this. At the back end of the online courses, we will have a team at the coordination office who will actually do the follow-up just to make sure that as much as possible things will be organized in a smooth way. Now, where do we organize this online semester? In principle, you can take it from anywhere where you are, let's say. But important and to keep in mind is that when you follow these things, we actually would like you to have a good internet connection, because there's a lot of streaming material, there's live sessions using video streams. And it's also good to find a place where you can sit and follow the materials without being disturbed. What I mean by that, if you're in a pub, for example, or in a public place, it might not always be easy, for example, to take part also in discussions, online discussions. And then it's also good to have a laptop or a computer in order to follow the materials. So a mobile phone might not be the best tool to actually follow these online courses. This is also important because you will have to run a lot of softwares for example, doing exercises related to GIS or related to quantitative methods, and these do not run from laptops. In a minute I will say a few things more on that. Now, where you can also go is to Gantt. Gantt is the city from Ankunas University in Belgium, of course, because there we organized together with the Faculty of Sciences a system where you can still come together with a group of people, linked to IMBSc, and where you will be able to actually follow the online sessions together, in a safe setting, and what we have been able to do is to organize at least for the moment 4 half days per week, where you can come together and follow these online classes. In a minute I will say a little bit more on that system. So when, the next question, so the semester starts on the 16th and the 17th of September, and we will have twice the same program, and we organize it as such that from a time zone point of view, actually, you do not have you will not end up in too many problems. So for example, on the Wednesday, we will have in the morning a welcome webinar, and on the Thursday we will organize the same webinar in the afternoon. That should allow everybody actually to easily follow this welcome webinar. At the same time, we also will have the IMBSc Toolbox class or course that we start. That's actually a small online course where you get used to the whole system of working, but in which we will introduce to you all the software tools and all the different tools, for example, that you will need while you're following IMBSC master program. So it will talk about how to access the library, for example, how to connect with your gantt accounts, for example, to software platforms, how to download software, etc., etc. So that's planned in this IMBSC Toolbox course. Now the idea is that you finish this IMBSC Toolbox course by the end of the week, so that before the start of the lectures, you're up to date on, okay, if a teacher asks you in a certain session to look up a paper on a certain specific topic, you should be able to do this without any problem. Now, the when to continue, this shows you a little bit how we organized our sessions, and this is more a final view now. So what we try to do is to make things repetitive, so you have as much as possible structure. So the Monday morning, for example, you will always have ecology as a session. The Tuesday morning, there you see that it's oceanography. Tuesday afternoon, it's GIS, etc., etc. So that's how we organized the semester, so that there is a structured, there's a clear structure. So we have sessions, We also have question and answer moments. These take 1 hour, They will of course coincide, but the question and answers are kind of live interaction moments that you have then with a specific teacher, while a session, is something you can do on your own speed. We tried also for the people that would come to gantt, we made sure that if, for example, graphics design, is a course with a lot of software. And if you have software, often it's useful that you have a possibility to learn also from your peers, so that you can interact, that you can get to solution if things do not always work like they should, for example. So what we try to do is to have these sessions also coinciding with the moments you will be able to go actually to your physical place at Gantt University, for example. So we have done this for statistics, for GIS at least, for graphics design, and then potentially some additional moments as well, where you could then follow these materials. We also have question and answer sessions. Note that a question and answer session always follows up a certain call it educational session. So for example, here on the Monday, for example, you see that we have on the Monday morning, you will have the first one of ecology. Now if you have questions on this first lecture, then you will be able to interact with the teacher on the Wednesday, because actually, on the Thursday, because on the Thursday we have a first assignment. I'm completely mistaken. So no, I'm sorry. I will start my element again. So what you see here is ecology 1. Actually there is no direct follow-up session with questions and answers on ecology 1. That's quite clear. However, what you see here is that QMMS, quantitative methods in marine science, so the content related session is organized on the Wednesday morning, but you will also see that in the afternoon of the Thursday, we have organized a live question and answer session. So it means that you can talk to the teacher, and he will try to explain things that are not clear anymore. So a question and answer session always follows up at least 1 day later, actually a content-based session, and that's the way we try to kind of organize it. So you always have first time to go through the materials and then follow it up potentially by questions and answers. What you will also see in the final schedule, which we're now kind of fine-tuning because of a number of small practicalities, for example, is that you have also always the deadlines for small assignments that are linked to specific sessions. So for example, you have quantitative methods, the first session, for example, there will be an assignment there. The deadline for that assignment will be the Monday of the next week. On ecology 1, for example, there is also a small assignment. Deadline for that assignment will be the Thursday as a moment to work towards. So we tried, and we did that actually, that planning of the assignment, just to make sure that there is no 10 submissions of different assignments in the same week, so that things are more or less balanced. Okay, So how will we do all this? So we have an online learning environment that we have set up for a master program, which you can access on the URL www.oceantraining.eu. And there you should log in with your IMBRC account. So you have to use the Google button. There is a button, log in with your Google account. And because your IMBRC account is also connected to a Google environment, you will be able to log in there. Yeah. You will see on your dashboard that you do not have all the courses yet there. Don't worry, because by the 20th of September, by the start of that first week of lectures, you will see all the different courses popping up also on your dashboard. Now, a lot of things will have also team assignments where you will work together in small teams from 2 people up to 4 or 5 people. Now, it's not the aim because it's very hard in an online setting actually to build teams yourself. So what we will do, we will use a script actually to kind of generate the teams in an automatic way, but making sure that we mix nationalities, for example, that we mix campus versus online, but also that we look at the time zone in which people are residing. Yeah, just to make sure that we don't put somebody together from Brazil with somebody that is, for example, in India, because that would be a nightmare to organize yourselves and to actually discuss particular elements. So again, to repeat, what will you need? A computer, an internet connection, preferably also a webcam and a headset. Yeah, and then regarding the software, we will only require you to use open source software, for example. For statistics or the quantitative methods course, it's R, which is an open source platform. For GIS, we're using QGIS. For the course on graphics design, for example, it's Inkscape, GIMP, for example. So all tools that are open source and that you can easily install yourself. Or also all the tools will be available via the Athena software platform. Yeah, but that's an element that we will explain then in that IMBRC toolbox course. Now, how will we organize a number of things for the people that are coming to Gantt physically? Yeah, so you will have the same schedules as any other person that is following this online semester. Yeah, and the group sessions where you can physically come together and go through the materials, or at least for the moment already organized on the Monday afternoon, the Tuesday afternoon, the Wednesday morning, and the Friday afternoon. So that means if you're in Gantt, you can actually make use of this, and we hope you will make use of it, because we kind of worked quite hard to convince the people at Gantt that for an international program like IMBRC, this is clearly an added value. So you will have the opportunity actually to go through the materials together in a team, on these 4 moments. A very strange thing is that these group sessions are not taking place at Gantt University buildings themselves. Because in order to make sure that the university is organizing its semester in line with safety precautions, for example, the regular lectures, for those that still have lectures, because the majority of programs will have online, are a mixed version of training. And that's taking place at the normal buildings of Gantt University, but because there is some lectures there, they want to avoid too much contact with others. So that's why they rented also, the Gantt University also rented a number of additional spaces, and so we got a space at Flanders Expo, which is a big event location, which is quite easily reachable by tram, because tram 1, for example, that's the main tram line at Gantt City, that has its end stop right there at Flanders Expo, but you can also reach it by bike, and it's actually not far also away from the place where our normal lectures take place, so where the offices of people are as well. We also made sure that during these sessions we will also have people from the coordination office present there. So if you have any questions related to practical things, for example, you will always have the opportunity to talk to the coordination office at that time. Just to show you a bit on a map in Gantt, for example, where are we? So this arrow here in the middle, that's the really Gantt city center, for example, where you have the main buildings of our university, where you can potentially you will pass by there to register yourself, so that's an important. So then you have the railway station, Ghent St. Peters, yeah, and then you have the Sterre campus. That's the campus where we have normally lectures that are taking place. And then you have Flanders Expo. Yeah, you see the red dot here, for example. That's the place where these studios or these physical moments will happen, actually, where you'll be able to come together. Note that Flanders Expo is also from the train station is very easy reachable by both bike or by a tram or bus. So there's different options so that things should be working in a very easy way. Now, what will we offer you for those that take this online course? Yeah, we have organized the course in so-called sessions. Yeah, and sessions are blocks of 3 hours of activities, more or less 3 hours, because a lot will depend also on how fast you go through certain things or how much time that you take. That can also depend a bit on your prior knowledge in certain subjects. One session then again is split up in a whole range of course activities which are put in a logical sequence, and before you can go to a next activity, for example, you have to complete, of course, the one before. So, and that includes recorded lectures, a lot of small ones actually. We have self-assessments or quizzes where you actually test whether you really understood a certain piece of knowledge. There's reading to self-study, and we give you some papers, for example, you have to compare. There's videos from external resources that we have included. There's software tutorials that have been recorded to show you actually how to do particular things in specific softwares. And of course there's also assignments. Some of them are graded, yeah, and then they count for your final grade for that course, while others are more actually for getting feedback on how you perform in the course. Now, yeah, we have also the live question and answer sessions, yeah, and so as I mentioned already before, they follow up a certain session, and you will be able to post your questions to the teacher prior to the session. So the teacher will in that way already know what kind of things in his lecture were not fully self-explanatory, and so he can further go into detail on these ones. Yeah, you will have the opportunity there to live interact with the teacher, and for those that are not able because of time zones, for example, to follow a certain question and answer live session, that will also be recorded. Yeah. Now, from a time zone point of view, don't worry too much, because what we also try to do is to make sure that the question and answer sessions for a certain course are alternating in the morning and the afternoon. So you will probably miss 1 out of 2, but then they're always still recorded. And if you posted your questions before, yeah, you're also sure that these questions will also be taken up by the teacher. Yeah. How many sessions do we organize per course? Yeah, it's quite easy actually, because we only have in the first semester 3 ECTS and 6 ECTS courses. Yeah, we recalculated this in the amount of time you should allocate according to the regular system, that 1 credit corresponds to around 25 hours of total work. Yeah, and that came down the calculation that if it's a 3 ECTS course, on average you will have 1 session per week. So 1 half day per week you will work on that course. If it's a 6 ECTS course, it means that you have 2 half days per week that you will work on that specific course. Yeah. So what's next? You will have to register at the learning platform, so oceantraining.eu, in case you did not do this so far. You can go already through the IMBSC Compass materials. Actually, I really recommend you to do that, not only for those that are taking the online semester, but everybody, because it's a way to actually see whether on the harder courses, let's call them like that, that you have the basic background material that is required. So if you never had genetics before, then it's good to go through the self-assessment, because if you've gone through it, you will get, for example, an advice which elements you should still, for example, do some pre-reading on or follow some additional materials. We have also listed always additional materials so that you can go through and that are free of charge and easily accessible. Yeah. Also start using your IMBSC email address. I think it's good that you start having that you start becoming confident by being a student in this master program. So use the email address to contact us, for example, at the coordination office, or to also get in touch with each other if you start doing so, and start preparing yourself for maybe a strange semester, because it will be online, and for many of you this will be the first time that you get in such an online environment. But start preparing yourself means also try to make sure you have a place where you can work in at ease, for example, without too much stress. Okay. A small add-on on the schedule, for example, and the when. Yeah. So courses will take place until the week before Christmas. Yeah. That's the regular sessions where we have courses, and then in the month of January we are planning also exams. Online exams again, so it's not that you will have to come to Gantt, for example, if you were completely following everything on distance. Yeah, and so for the majority of courses, yeah, but you will get more information on each particular course. For the majority, it's yeah, around 40% is on the assignments, while 60% is still on an exam. Once you get further in the IMBSC master program, you will see and notice that there's much more continuous assessment, yeah, in the second and the third semester. But in the first semester, because there are real modules and courses we're offering there that are preparing yourself and putting everybody at the same knowledge level, yeah, there we still think that an exam where you finally tested that you really understood everything is still an added value. Okay. We have listed already, because we receive many questions via email. We have already listed a number of the frequently asked ones, and we will start by responding these before we take down questions also from the chat box. Now, first question: can I study IMBSC online and also work at the same time? The answer in theory is okay. You follow these online courses, so what you do beside, actually, we do not really care. But keep in mind, if you see the schedule, for example, with every day a morning and an afternoon session with live sessions as well, etc., etc., yeah, be aware that the first semester is, like for any other student, is quite intensive and dense. So before you say, okay, I will work now also full-time and do this first semester at the same time, this might cause you ending up in troubles. So I think you can take some additional things next to your, but make sure that you foresee enough time to take these online courses as well. I'm in another time zone, so how can I follow a morning session? Yeah, we will make available the sessions per day, yeah, morning and afternoon session at the start of each day. So at midnight, so before you're in your morning zone, on the most early morning zone on the globe, for example, the 2 sessions of that day will become available. So you will be able to log in already. In the morning you can thus, in theory, also follow the afternoon materials. That's perfectly possible as well. So we make available the sessions per day every time at the start of a certain date. So in that sense, if you know in the morning 4 hours before or 5 hours before the morning at Central European time, this should not be a problem at all. You can actually follow your sessions. Yeah. Can I follow physical classes at, for example, the University of the Algarve, and at the same time do the online courses? The answer is very simple. It's no. So you select or the physical classes, in the case, for example, you are at the University of the Algarve, yeah, and that means also that you do not have access to these online classes. Yeah, you may say, okay, why not? Yeah, the reason is very simple, because these courses are built up as actually a follow-up of different activities, where, for example, assignments, etc., are also crucial in order to be able to follow these materials. And it's different courses, so that's also why we have chosen to kind of make these separate and not to offer them. So it's or you follow them online or you follow the physical alternative at the Algarve. What about exams? As I mentioned before, exams are organized in January, 2021. So that to make sure, but we end all the classes and assignments, before Christmas. So it means that you have from Christmas up to a bit later, that you have time enough actually to study your different courses and then to take these exams. These exams will be online, but you will get later on more information on how these will be organized and whether you should stress for particular things or not. Next question, do I need to come to Gantt University to enroll in these online courses? So the answer is actually no. So you can take them from distance, and also all the enrollment steps can be done from distance. However, if you want to come to Gantt, and that immediately responds also the next question, for example, you're able to do so. So you can come to Gantt, physically meet with different people. So we have a space where you can study together for at least 35 people that can come together. So in theory, from the numbers we have now, this should be sufficient for the number of people. So also, if you're originally set for GMIT or Brest, for example, you can actually choose to still take your mobility, come to Gantt, and at least feel part of this international master program. What should I do to make use of the physical study place at Gantt? We will post a form on your student pages in the coming days, actually, where you will be able to indicate and to make it clear for us who we will actually who we can expect at the study sites. So that's it for this webinar so far. So I'm happy to take now also other questions that may come in through the live chat. So I will just make sure I can follow up also the live stream and see whether there's any questions to be posted. Right now, for your information, we are watching this together with 33 people. So let's see if any of you potentially have a question. Okay, good. First question from Beatrice. Is there a calendar of the online semester posted somewhere already? Well, Beatrice, we hope to do this somewhere this week. We're now doing the final fine-tuning of everything because from Gantt University, actually, we only know since last Thursday when we have physical locations to our own disposal where students can come together. So that explains also the reason why until last Thursday we had a calendar ready, prepared, but because of the spaces that we got, we have to still do some small final adaptations, and this week we hope to finalize this, and then we will indeed post a calendar to everybody. And that the calendar is quite dense. I showed you during this presentation a number of 2 example weeks, for example. All of the weeks look like this, but we have also included several free days as well, so where there's no classes, just to make sure there is a bit of a good balance. There's a question then from Perla. As a result of medical problems, I was not able to reach Oviedo, and this morning I have been suggested to take the online courses. I was wondering if I will receive an email confirming I am enrolled. Perla, we already discussed your case, don't worry, this morning. And yes, you will receive kind of information that you are indeed linked to this online alternative of the semester. Next question is from Ines. Hi, thank you for this webinar. I have a question about semester 3. Is it still possible to change the destination? If yes, when and how? Thank you in advance. Ines, you have indeed all selected your mobilities already at the time of applications, but we're aware that due to the COVID situation, of course, that a number of things might still change. And I want immediately to illustrate also how our program works at the back end. So we have a program board in which the students have a very important role. And during this program board, and also in the past months, for example, on this YouTube channel, you can also watch all the webinars that we have organized, and in which we have explained how we take certain remediations, for example, for a certain situation. So that's potentially a good alternative to actually work on this. So what we will do is that during one of the next coming board meetings, we will probably discuss, okay, what is now the best method in order to make sure that certain things can happen, and based on that you will then receive information about how this will go and how you can potentially change a number of things. Yeah. Question from Gaia. Good morning. Any information about Ankunas University? Last week we had a board meeting with all the coordinators, and the representative, Dr. Carlos Serrano, was also present during that meeting, and he mentioned to us that in theory you should all have received information. If not, please send an email to again the local contact, but put also us info@imbsc.eu in copy so we can follow up to see what will potentially happen. Question from Alessia. Hello, will the practical activities still happen in December? We have foreseen in the time schedule, we have foreseen indeed time for organizing practical activities in December. We are, of course, restricted to okay, what are the national and local regulations regarding the COVID situation. So, but right now we still have in mind that for those people that come to Gantt, that we will also foresee a number of practicals, so practical exercises and or excursions, for example, where you can participate in these elements. Yeah, but of course they will be linked to what is possible at that time, and we will inform you about that later. Where can we check the Compass materials? So if you log into the IMBSC learning environment, where I did oceantraining.eu, sorry, normally you should be able to self-register yourself for this IMBSC Compass course. If it doesn't work, feel free to drop us an email so we can check out for your account whether things are okay. Question from Kanika. Thank you for this webinar. Are there tentative exam start and end dates in January? I think it's good to, in normal situations, to be honest, we didn't set the exact schedule yet for these exams, but in a normal situation they start from the second week of January onwards until the end of January. So to foresee enough study time and to work on that. But actually the final details on that schedule still have to be set, and again depend on a number of factors we cannot include. But we make sure, for sure, that these activities are done before the start of the second semester activities. Yeah. Evelina, I missed the last sentences. If we come to Gantt, what should we do? We have to tell someone we are going, and do you know how many people are going? Thank you. Evelina, you will post a form, will be posted on your student page of IMBSC. You will receive an email about this, and in this form we will ask you whether you're planning to come to Gantt, and if so, okay, from when to when you're planning to come to Gantt, and also whether you're planning to join this physical study places as well. Yeah. Next question is from Ria. Thank you for the webinar. My second semester starts on the 5th of February. Will the online exams of the first semester finish in time for me to arrive in Spain for my second semester? Answer is yes, for sure. And in addition, nothing prevents you, and that's why we organize online exams. Yeah, nothing prevents you to travel already to Spain and actually take also the exam from there. But for sure, the exams will end before the teaching activities of the second semester will start. Question from Anna. Hi, is it possible to join the program even if a compulsory internship from the previous program is still open due to the pandemic? If yes, who should we inform and which documents do we need? I think, Anna, this is quite a particular question that we have to look in detail, let's say, per student. We're quite flexible due to the whole COVID situation. We understand that things were not always going as they should go. So maybe contact us directly on the IMBSC email address. For sure, we're also following up this live chat here, so if we see your name popping up, there will be kind of a light go off that you asked this question already here during this webinar. Yeah. Question from Asier. Hi, because of the corona situation, I don't know if I will be able to be in Gantt for the 21st of September, it would be possible to join the physical group after these dates. Answer is yes, that's perfectly possible. And that's also one of the main reasons actually why we installed an online first semester and not a physical one, is because we're aware that it will be impossible for many of you to arrive in time. So, and it's perfectly possible to join still later. In the form that we will post online, you will be able to inform us. A very important element during the master program, also for this academic year, will be whereabouts, that we will have to know where everybody is, just to make sure that we can actually follow up where everybody is in case something is happening. And in the past semester we already did this several times, and actually it's a good way to know and to actually answer to situations that are popping up in certain countries. A question from Alessia: I asked about the practical activities in order to eventually book in advance the flight to Ghent, since I will follow the online courses. Thank you. Alessia, as I mentioned, we have the practical activities planned in December towards the end of the semester, because we think that this is the safest way to do so. That we're sure potentially that things will have calmed down by then. Right now, organizing too many practical activities is quite complex at our university in Ghent, so that's why we put them towards the end. But of course, there we depend a bit on different regulations that happen. Then next question is, okay, I've tried enrolling myself in the preparatory course and it doesn't allow me to do so. Thanks for this webinar. Yes, okay, we will look into this, and send maybe also, and the people from the coordination office, this watch as well. We will make sure that the self-enrollment does indeed work like it should, and then we will inform you once this is done. Don't worry too much. I don't see more questions coming in the chat. Also get a message that potentially there's something wrong with the chat. A message from YouTube I get. Anyway, I think if there are more questions, feel free to post them, and we might still organize a follow-up activity on YouTube. But at the same time, I think we will also inform you at regular times using. This seems to be an additional question coming in, I get via another chat channel. What about the R course? That course also will open. There's an R preparatory course that has been made during the summer by a team of teachers and also second year students of the program. And we're actually planning to also this week actually to open it up. It should be ready for you, so that will become also available on your dashboards in the online course. Good. If no more questions, then I would like to thank you for your attention. Sorry for the technical hiccup at the beginning of this session. We will cut out that material, and then this session will also become live available on our YouTube later on. So if you want to watch again, if things were not clear, don't worry. This webinar will be posted just like all the webinars that we have done in the past as well. So thank you very much for your time, and we hope that this was informative and that it cleared some things. And I really hope to kind of meet some of you also physically in the coming weeks. So, and welcome again to IMBRC. We're going to try to do our utmost best to make it the best possible experience also for you. And thank you very much. Have a nice day, and see you later. Bye-bye.